of Solavei, powered by relationships. My name is Staci Wallace, and it is my joy to invite you to take an in-depth look at the Solavei Compensation Plan. And tonight, I hope that we can dispel some myths. Now, I have been blessed, tremendously blessed, with a very large network, and what that means is that a lot of you, when you see something that confuses you, you start calling me, and I get a lot of phone calls. Well, this week, I have been getting a lot of phone calls because of some YouTube videos that people have posted about the compensation plan, some information about horizontal compression that's caused some confusion. Well, tonight, we are going to set the record straight. And I want to make sure that we go through the whole compensation plan overview for those of you who are brand new, but also really this is a training call for those of you who have been involved with Solavei or you've just gotten started, you want to learn more. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the compensation plan overview, but we're going to start with really linking to who we are as a company. Now, you already know Solavei is a social commerce network that provides a very unique income-generating opportunity for members through its nationwide 4G unlimited voice, text, and data. Now, we are going to take a look here at what Solavei offers as it relates to an actual product offering. When we talk about unlimited voice, text, data nationwide, $49 a month, that is our first value proposition that we're offering as a company. Now, many of you know that Solavei's vision is much bigger than that. That's why you'll hear some people say, we're not a mobile company. And yet, if you don't know the big picture, you look at them and go, well, what are you talking about? You're selling 4G nationwide, unlimited voice, text, and data without a contract. Yes, you are a mobile service company. Well, the truth is we are, but it's just the beginning of where we're starting as a company to grow. The bigger vision is, obviously, is our social commerce network, which means that we're going to be merging everyday items that people use every day, like mobile service, with a social media platform that has never been created before. We recognize that Facebook, Google, YouTube, Twitter, these are places right now that people spend the most of their time connecting. So Facebook has become such an incredible location of connection, over 900 million people, while people's information are being mined and sold to advertisers. The people who are actually doing the sharing are making no money. I spoke to a gentleman yesterday, and he said, Staci, I have become so appalled at how much people are overspending for everyday commerce that when I heard about Solavei, I got so excited because this is something I could fight for. Now, this is somebody who's making a lot of money in another business, and he said, this is something that I could really fight for because it's not about selling lotions, potions, or pills. It's not about just getting somebody on a mobile service carrier. It's bigger than that. It's about when we get to millions of subscribers, we're going to be able to have buying leverage, and we're going to be able to go into those big box retailers and businesses where people are overspending every day, like Target and Amazon and Best Buy and Old Navy, and go in and begin to negotiate prices down on behalf of our millions of subscribers. So what's exciting about that is we're all doing it on a very simple social platform, a social graph that's operated right out of the palm of your hand on your mobile phone. The Solavei app is something that's so exciting that gives you notifications and updates to let you know not only when people have taken a look at videos maybe that you've shared with them, but it also shows you when you're getting paid, how you're getting paid, and give you an opportunity right from the palm of your hand to shoot out information through social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter and others. So we're very excited because what that equates to our members is an opportunity to share and to earn. Well, when you look at our network earnings, there's a way that you can, this is actually on your mobile device, or you can access it by your laptop. Right now, we're launching with a mobile app on the Android devices, and very soon we'll be coming out with the iPhone app as well. But we're launching with the Android app, so those of you who have Android devices, you're going to be able to see all of this kind of stuff. You're going to see there on the left-hand side your network, community feed, people shouting out, giving each other high fives. You're also going to be able to see your income earnings. You're going to be able to click on network and see who's actually connecting with you, who's out helping you get what in a minute we're going to talk about your fast action bonus. You're going to also have something called a sales tracker summary. Now, this is where you're actually going to start sending out, you can see over here on the right, you can see Facebook, Twitter, emails. When you start to send out videos that we provide and tools that we provide, you're going to actually be able to see, well, how many got sent out, for example, your emails, and how many people are actually becoming enrolled in your Solavei network. That's very exciting because everything that Solavei is doing, it's to empower you through your mobile device by creating a network, a social network, and eventually you can imagine when we begin to add on other services and big box retailers, what kind of an exciting experience that's going to be. So it's important for me, first off, for those of you who are new or you're just looking at this for maybe the first or second time, I want you to understand the vision of Solavei is much bigger than where we're starting right now. Certainly, the best way to build millions of subscribers so that you have the leverage power you have in the marketplace is through the mobile device because everybody has one. On average, everyone is overspending. Somebody said to me, Staci, how can the company offer $49 a month? Because I was on T-Mobile. They don't offer anything like that. It's nowhere close. They're offering $79, $89, $99, $109. How is Solavei able to offer $49 a month plus pay the members plus have overhead? Well, that just should let you know how much we are overspending in commerce. How much is actually built in? The billions and billions of dollars that are being put into advertising and media. Well, today we're going to talk about where all those extra funds, how they're going to be rolled back into you, and why it makes such an incredible opportunity for all of those right now of us who are getting involved with Solavei and helping start the revolution. So what do I mean when I say revolution? Well, first off, it's a very simple definition that we use because you hear it, and I know some people think it's just a marketing word, but when you begin to understand the way an entrepreneur who's gone to the next level, we call it fifth degree or level 5 leadership, you begin to think beyond what's ever been done, and you want to do what's never been done before. And a revolution is a dramatic and wide-reaching change in the way something works or in people's ideas about it. So what Solavei is going to do, and Solavei is starting off where we're starting with mobile service, it's so that we can begin to change the way people see commerce. That people no longer sit and going, well, this is just what it costs, it's what I have to pay. But people begin to wake up and say, wait a minute, with a little bit of an attitude of a warrior or a heretic or someone who actually stands up for what's right, we can begin to say, wait a minute, we're not willing to overpay anymore. We're not willing to pay that much money for mobile service when we know we can get it less, let alone to keep giving it to the big business corporations when we're the ones doing the sharing. So the revolution is really the mindset of shifting the way people think so that we can take the dollars out of the hands of the big business and put it back into the people who we believe right now deserve that kind of change. So let's talk about 4 types of people. Now, the reason I'm going to share this, I had a special guest that was supposed to be on with us tonight, and he had some computer issues and is running up because his business operates on all this. He's having to run up and get those things changed. So Garrett J. White was going to be a guest with me tonight. He does this incredible illustration on his pad, and he draws it out. And when I found out he couldn't be with us, I put this slide together for us real quick. But it's really incredible because I love the way this rolls out. If you don't understand how people think, when we talk about the compensation plan, there are 4 types of people that will look at our compensation plan very differently. The first type of people, they're the ones that are going to come, they're value seekers. They're people that are just looking to save money. You know, they get excited, $49 are free. Wow, that's great. And so they get all excited just about maybe getting their cell service paid for every single month. We would call those our first degree, our first level of type of value seekers. They're just people that are basically, they're just looking for a good deal. Well, the second type of people that we come across are casual promoters. Now, those are the type of people that they understand the more I share, the more I earn. And they like to get on Facebook and Twitter, and, you know, they'll do some casual promoting of it. You know, they're excited about it, but I wouldn't call them hyper promoters. They're just casual promoters, and they like to tell people about things. Well, then we have our entrepreneurs. Now, entrepreneurs they're kind of a different breed of people. They're the type that they like business. They're business builders. They look at this thing all about the money. They want to know, you know, I see it. I want to be on the front side of this. I want to be able to make money. I see if I start right now and I build a massive network of thousands, it could become millions of people over time, because I know in mobile services, they don't grow into hundreds of thousands. They grow into the millions. And so if I have millions of people, I mean, I see this. This could be a big financial opportunity. So those are entrepreneurs. They think a little differently than these guys over here that are just looking for a savings, right? So then there's a fourth type of people. And the fourth type of people, really, this is what I look for when I'm building any type of a network or a business, is I'm actually looking for people who are level 5 leaders. Now, what does that mean? It means that they love savings, they're value seekers, and they're also casual promoters. They understand how to casually promote at church, at work, on social media, on Facebook. Maybe they do some internet marketing, but they're also entrepreneurs. They understand the value of maybe taking 1 year to learn, 1 year to really start to earn a solid income, but 3 to 5 years to build a solid, sustainable business. Well, those level 5 leaders, what I love about them is they think beyond success, and they have a passion for significance. And really right now, that is what we want to develop. Whether somebody starts as a value seeker or become an entrepreneur, we want to see people recognize that when they join the Solavei revolution or the Solavei movement, they have an ability to move beyond success and help us leave a legacy of difference. Now, interestingly enough, is these types of people, you know, they all have a different pain threshold. I had 2 children, natural childbirth, and I have been told that I have a very high pain threshold. One of them was 17 hours of childbirth. The other one was 1 hour and 45 minutes. I can't tell you that the shorter one was easier. It was just a lot of pain fast. But what I can tell you is I've learned over time, and the reason why I did that is I learned over time through martial arts and other things that we have an amazing ability to sustain pressure, to sustain pain, and to persevere through opposition. But it depends where your mindset is, will tell you how long you will be able to last before you bail on anything, whether it's a relationship, a marriage, an opportunity, a business startup, childbirth, whatever it might be. So let's take a look at these 4 types of people real quick. Number 1 is the value seekers. They're the ones that just looking to save money. So their pain tolerance is pretty low because they just want a good deal and they want a good product. Well, what happens when you're birthing a revolution like Solavei? A lot of times, you know, anybody, if y'all know, Google went through beta for, I think it was 6 years they were in beta. So 6 years of beta, that's a long time to have customer service issues. It's a long time to have systems issues and technology issues. Same with Facebook. These are companies that when you're birthing a revolution, and I believe both of those are revolutionary companies, it takes time. And so when people are just coming in just to save money on the product, a lot of times they won't stick around. Or maybe they just say, you know, this is so difficult, I don't get it. So value seekers have a very low pain tolerance. Well, then you've got your casual promoters, and their pain tolerance goes up just a little bit because they realize, you know, I can deal with a few little hiccups along the way because I'm starting to make some money. You know, I'm now got my product for free. I've got cell phone service every month. I don't have to pay for it because I'm making, you know, $80 a month or maybe $100 a month, and this is good. I can deal with this. But if a big storm comes along, you know, they might have a hard time dealing with the bigger issues. Well, then we look at the entrepreneurs. Now, these are the guys that are all about the money, man. They're going to build businesses. I can't tell you how many times I hear somebody call me up and say, listen, I can put 200,000 people in the network. Or, Staci, I am your cash cow. And I hear that at least 5 times a week. And, you know, I love that. And I believe when they tell me that, I believe the best in people. And I want to see them do that. But when somebody comes to a revolution just as an entrepreneur mindset and just about the money, then what happens is when issues take place or things are a little difficult or maybe the money doesn't happen as fast as they thought it would, again, their pain tolerance, their threshold is very visible, that it's not everything it could be. And a lot of times those people say, man, I just don't know if this is for me. Well, that's why we look for level 5 leaders, because level 5 leaders have an absolute massive pain tolerance. They have an ability to see beyond issues. They have an ability to see beyond the mundane of what's going on. They have an ability to see beyond beta and what could be happening in beta. And they say, you know what? Come hell or high water, I'm not going to give up, let up, or shut up until the good Lord takes me up because I get it. I'm all in. and I will be a part of doing something that leaves a lasting legacy in their lifetime. And
muted. Unmuted.
Someone, you have an opportunity to see where would they fit in these 4 types of people. So as we go through the compensation plan overview, I want you to think about, where are you? Now there's 4 types of pay that you can earn in Solavei. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. And I want you to think about the first type of pay is basically focused on value seekers. It's to help people get $49 or free. We're going to show them how they can make a $650 fast action bonus. I'm going to show them how they can get a free phone with that money. Maybe they want to go on a trip or spend it on something special for themselves or a loved one. We're going to show them how if they share it with just a few people that they can actually start earning some money. And that would be a casual promoter. We're going to show them how they can use Facebook and Twitter on their phone and just tweet a few messages out to some people and actually start to see a little bit of income coming in. And then we're also going to show you about path pay. For people who really get the idea of trio pay and path pay, they're business builders and they understand that over time this could become an incredible lucrative opportunity. Now, one of the things I want to share with you about level 5 leaders is they go beyond all 3 of those and they look at it and they say, and let me just say this right now. Anyone that tells you they don't care about the money, they're just doggone lying. Because I don't care. I've been in ministry and outreach and philanthropy my entire life. It takes money to do good. It takes money to take care of people. It takes money to provide for your family. So transparency and authenticity is a real great value of a level 5 leader. They say, yeah, I want to be a business builder. Yeah, I want to share and earn and get everything I can possibly get it free. But more importantly is I want to teach other people how to do the same so that we together can do something in America that could very well change the economics of the way this country has been run. So as we move forward, we're going to look at a number of different ways that we can earn income. So let's start with how will members be paid. And this is where I want to set the record straight maybe on a couple of things. We have one basic building block, and it's called a trio. Now, a trio is very simple. A trio happens when you or someone in your network enrolls 3 new mobile service members to Solavei. So let me rephrase that. A trio happens when you personally enroll 3 people, or when someone in your network personally enrolls 3 people. A trio is not when you enroll somebody and they enroll somebody, and then you enroll another somebody and they enroll somebody. So now you got 2 people who you personally enrolled and they each enrolled 1. And then one of them just goes ahead and gets the second one. Well, you've got 2 people, one has 2 beneath them and one has 1 beneath them. And you may think, well, that must be a trio because they all come combined. Well, it's not. It's when you enroll 3 people to Solavei. Now, you may say, why do you have to get 3 people when you enroll? Because our value proposition and barrier to entry is very low. We're not asking you to pay $299 to get in. We're not asking you to pay a certain fee every single month other than your $49 a month mobile service. We're not asking you to buy lotions and potions and pills you don't need. Ultimately, we're just asking you to go out and help some people save money. Now, before I get into the compensation part of our program, I want to make sure that you understand what I'm about to show you is not an income claim to tell you this is what you're going to make. What I do want to show you is what's possible if you do the work and you do the effort. It's what I love about this country. It gives us an opportunity to work as hard as we want to work when we want to work, and be able to do what we want to do when we do achieve the income that we earn. Now, this is a very exciting proposition when you talk about what happens with Solavei. And we're going to talk about personal network trios, because trios are very important. We have 2 types of trios. First off are your direct trios. That's everyone that you know. The second type of trios is everyone they know. Now, if you go back here, these are called direct trios. Direct trios is going to affect something called FAB, your Fast Action Bonus, which is when you have 60 days to enroll 12 people, like this picture here is 4 trios. When you would personally or directly enroll 12 people onto Solavei Mobile Service, you will get something called a FAB, and we're going to show you that in just a minute. But what happens past the people that you personally bring on? Well, you can bring on as many as you want to, and we're going to show you how you get paid for that. But the next degree is also your personal network, and that is anyone that they know. So your personal network is very important because we're going to talk about something in just a minute called a two-tier affiliate system that is based upon your personal network trios, all of these people here in the first 2 degrees. First degree is everyone you know. Second degree is everyone they know. Now, the reason why we don't call ourselves a multi-level marketing company is because beyond that right there, we have no levels. Beyond those first 2 degrees of what we call a two-tier affiliate system, we don't have any levels. Everything else past that is what we call the overall network. It's just numbers of trios. And so I want to go back here real quick when we talk about the personal network trios. Because the reason why we stayed within the personal network as an emphasis for our trio pay is because through psychological studies, when we were putting together the compensation plan and putting together all the dynamics of how people would develop their organization, it was very important for us to stay within natural behaviors. Psychologists have shown that the best way to take something viral is to help people stay within natural behaviors. It's one of the reasons why most network marketing companies, they may reach the tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands. But to take it to the tipping point of viral, where it reaches millions or hundreds of millions, you've really got to stay in natural behaviors. So a natural behavior would be for me to tell my friends about a baseball game, for example. If I told them about a baseball game and I said, hey guys, I got a bunch of tickets to the baseball game, you guys want to go? And maybe they all said yes. And so we're going to the baseball game, but I got a few extra tickets. And so they all say, hey, can we bring some friends? Well, that would be natural for me to invite some friends who want to bring some friends. That's still natural. But if I were to say, hey, I want you to bring some friends and tell your friends to bring some friends, that's when it becomes a little bit more unnatural. We want to stay in natural behaviors. We want to teach people how to share Solavei with their friends and their friends' friends. And if you continue to do that, you can create a truly viral experience. So we're going to talk about that in a minute. But you're probably like me. You say, Staci, what happens past your personal network trios? Well, that is what we call our overall network trios, and that's where something called past pay kicks in. It's long-term residual income. I'm going to show you what that looks like in just a minute. So let's take a look at the 4 ways that Solavei pays. The first one is that fast action bonus I talked about. Now, it's based on trios that you directly enroll personally within 60 days. Now, it looks like this. So you imagine if you enroll 3 people, that is called a trio. And that trio would give you, that first trio would give you a bonus, a fast action bonus of an extra $50. So it's pretty exciting. You know, you go out, you tell a friend about it, you get 3 friends about it, you get $50. But when you tell 2, you get an extra $100 for a total of $150. Tell 3 trios about it, you're making now $350 fast action bonus. 4 people would be a total of $650, and you can make that in your first 60 days. So what's exciting about it, people say, Staci, well, can I do that over and over and over again? Well, right now, no, you can't. It's a one-time fast action bonus. We're putting in a little bit of elbow grease trying to get that to go on. But you know what's exciting about this is that right there can help a lot of people get out of their cell service that they're currently in, or be able to cancel their current plan. It's also a great way for somebody who wants to get a new smartphone. They've got the money there, or you can spend it however you want. So 4 direct trios in your first 60 days is a $650 fast action bonus. So the second way that you can earn income is through trio pay. And so trio pay is basically this simple. Every time you bring 3 people to the Solavei network, that's 3 people at just paying $49 a month for their monthly service, there you're going to be getting an extra $20 a month for every trio. Let me stop real quick there, because a lot of people would say, Staci, how do I get started? Well, it's very simple how you get started. Is number 1, you want to go to solavei.com / the username of the person that referred you. And you want to check your coverage. Now, I really encourage you to check the coverage with your full address. So you might want to go to solavei.com / your username and go up there where it says check coverage. And when you do that, you're going to be able to see if you are fully covered by Solavei. The second thing you want to do is you're going to choose a device. So basically, to get started, you either choose a mobile device, or if you already have a mobile device that you want to bring to Solavei, and it's one of our many approved devices, then you just have to buy a $29 SIM card. There's a $49 activation fee, And then from that point forward, you're just paying $49 a month. No extra shipments, no extra lotions or potions or pills, just $49 a month. And that's why the concept of getting trios is so simple. For every 3, you're getting paid $20 extra a month. Well, so what that means is if you get 2 trios, it would be $40 a month. 3 trios would be $60 a month. Now, why is that number right there so exciting? Because $60 a month is enough for you to get your cell service paid for every month free. $60 a month. That's why we say with only 3 trios, you earn enough to pay for your mobile service. 3 equals free. And, of course, if you keep going 4 trios, not only would you get your fast action bonus if you got it in your first 60 days, but you'd also be making $80 a month. Now you're actually into profits. You're getting free mobile service, and you're making a little extra money. But it gets better as you keep growing your business and you keep telling people about it. That trio pay just continues on. You know, just yesterday I was talking to somebody that happens to have a lot of connections, and they're very, very much interested and excited and versed in internet marketing. And they said, Staci, this is an affiliate's dream, because basically we pay that one-time $49 activation, and we're good to go that every time 3 people convert to Solavei, we're making an extra $20 a month. Not just $20 one time, $20 a month. He said, I can have literally thousands of people on the Solavei network with this idea. And I said, well, that is fantastic. So just imagine if somebody brought over 6,000 people. Well, that would be 2,000 trios, right? Well, if it worked out that if he brought them in himself, so those 2,000 trios for him, if we just looked at trio pay, he would be looking at, what is 2,000 times $20 a month, $40,000 a month. But what's exciting is trio pay actually pays out in 2 degrees, which means he would be making $40,000 a month, and so would I, because I am the first degree and he was the second degree. So if you look up here, I don't know if y'all can see my cursor, but if all of this came in, and let's say this guy is my buddy that happens to have a lot of connections and being able to drive conversions through internet marketing and other things. And so say I bring him in here and he brings in 6,000 people and it's 2,000 trios for him. Well, he would be making $40,000 because that would be his first degree. But I would also be making $40,000 because it pays out 2 degrees. So I know there's a lot of folks on this call. I just lost you. And you're like going, Staci, stop. I don't even want to hear those big numbers. It makes me like think this isn't really doable for me. Then go back right here. And go back and let's just talk about getting your service for free. But I do know tonight I have some folks on this call, and you said, Staci, show me the money. I want to see the money. So tonight I'm going to do both. For those of you who are more into the first 2 types of people, if you're looking for a value or a casual promoter, then you just do the la, 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 la when I start talking about those bigger numbers. And for those of you who are wanting to know about how you can actually derive some extraordinary income, just remember, I'm not making promises. This is my disclaimer. This is all based on your efforts, but it truly does show what is possible if you're willing to take the American capitalism system and run it for everything it's worth and squeeze that lemon. So now let's take a look at our next type of pay, which is through our overall network. Now, our overall network is everything outside of that personal network, and that is where we're going to talk about path pay. It's based on overall network trios. Let's look at that one more time. So remember, right here is where we're talking about trio pay and fast action bonus. This is fast action bonus, direct enrollments. Trio pay is your direct enrollments plus theirs. But you're probably thinking, yeah, but it's got to pay out more than that. Well, you're right. Beyond that, it could spread, be hundreds, or it could spread to be thousands of trios over time because there's no time restrictions. It's not like you have to do this with a certain amount of time period. It can just organically grow. Maybe it becomes a couple of hundred trios. Maybe it becomes a couple thousand trios. And for those of you who are really believing for something bigger, well, it is unlimited of what it could become. So let's take a look at overall network trios. You can earn anywhere from $50 up to an extra $20,000 per month. Now, this is on top of the Fast Action Bonus and on top of Trio Pay. And we like to call this the residual monthly reoccurring income, meaning that it's a set price and it's just to say, here's an extra amount of income the company's going to pay you for being an incredible promoter of Solavei. And it looks like this. When you have those 4 network trios, anywhere in your network. Now remember, let me go back here. Your network looks like this. So it doesn't matter if those 4 network trios are here or if they're here. Anywhere in your overall network, when you have 4, you're going to get an extra $50 a month. 8, 100. Goes up there to 250 network trios, you're going to make an extra $3,000 a month. But it doesn't stop there. As it continues to develop and span and grow, you can up to 2,000 trios. You can get up to $20,000 a month in network trios. I'm sorry, in Pass Pay. Now, you might be saying, let's see what happens after $20,000 a month. So for you casual promoters, shut your ears for just a second. I'm now talking to my hyper entrepreneurs. What that means is the company is basically not restricting you to one business. In fact, the company is encouraging you to have multiple businesses and even encourages you to set up additional entities right out of the get-go. And we can, of course, show you how to do that. You can have entities and set up your family, set up your kids. Today I talked to an incredible business leader, very excited about doing some salsa dancing and getting the whole Latino thing going. You know who I'm talking to. It's really important that right out of the gate you set your business up right, and we want to show you how to do that. So that $20,000 a month can happen over and over and over again. And here in just about a month or so, we're going to be able to put in those LLCs, and you're going to be able to see you can do that as many times as you want to. So it really does make this pay plan truly unlimited. What's most important is to think about this. When people get on a diet pill or a lotion or a potion, generally the churn rate or the fallout rate is very, very high because people might do it for a little bit and then they fall off, or somebody hits hard times. The first thing to go is usually personal care items. In fact, that churn rate for some of my dear friends that are in some weight loss companies, it's very, very high. So they're having to constantly go back and get more leads and talk to more people. What's exciting, and I don't know about you guys, but in my personal experience, I was with my same carrier for 10 years. And it's a carrier that's known for more dropped calls than any other carrier. It starts with an A and ends with a T. And it was, honestly, the reason why I put up with it, because it was the best I could get. I had the same issues with every other carrier. So for 10 years, I stayed on that service. Now, can you imagine how much money they made off of me in 10 years? Well, imagine the people that you know that are currently overspending for their cell phone bill. The average person spends $71 or more. Imagine as you begin to share it with a few people, and they share it with a few people, and next thing you know, people start to hear about Solavei, not as this, ooh, this up-and-coming company, I wonder if they're going to make it, I wonder what they're going to do. But when Solavei truly hits that tipping point, and that people are telling people that are telling people, and then it becomes just this viral spread, you can imagine, as you begin to develop, the opportunity that could be created. And that is why we believe that now is the time for you to step in to Solavei and get started. Well, let's take a look at this little sweet spot right here. One of the things that, back to, you guys can all uncover your ears now, because this one is right here in the sweet spot. It's for those of you who are all about saving money and you're about general promoting, just a casual promoter. What we believe is our goal, and I get that there's people that are looking to make those millions of dollars, but really that's not what this company was created for. And so our heart was not to see how many millionaires we could create, but how many millions of thousandaires we could create. So the company looked into the compensation plan, and I got to tell you, there's a lot of compensation plans that they lay the money right here. And the goal is, let's get people running, and they really never will hit this, is what the companies think that do this. And so the money really isn't down here. So you find people, in fact, I think the statistic was told to me that it was 1% of people in direct sales ever even make their money back. And so what we decided to do as a company was actually to lay the money both here and in between, so that we truly could begin to see people making an extra $1,000 a month like so many companies claim. So with only 20 overall network trios. Now remember, the overall network, I'll go back there one more time and show you. It's everything you see here. That's the overall network, not just the people you know or they know, but what that could become when you have those 20 overall network trios. That's an extra $1,000 a month. Now, we will show you exactly what that means, how you would want to structure in order to make that possible. But 20 network trios, that could be as little as 60 people with an extra $1,000 a month. Now, you could go out and do that yourself. I'm sure you know 60 people, but it doesn't take that. It's your overall network. It could even just begin to develop over time and happen by happenstance. So let's take a look at the final way that you can earn income, which is called path bonuses. Now, this is a bonus just like any company would give you, kind of a carrot on the stick to say, when you hit your quota, we're going to kick in an extra bonus. So the quotas are on the left. Network trios, when you hit 12, they're going to give you an extra $500 bonuses. When you hit 100, you're going to get the extra $2,000 bonuses. And again, all the way up to 2,000, you get an extra $20,000 bonus up to $37,500 if you add all those bonuses up together in one-time bonuses. And again, we will show you as you go through this, we will show you exactly how to structure in order to make that happen as quickly as possible. I've had 24 years of experience in direct sales, been tremendously blessed, and we certainly, that's what these calls are about. We want to teach you how to structure. We want to teach you how to pull these things together so that you truly can make the most out of the Solavei opportunity. Quickly, we're going to run through income scenario, and then I'm going to talk to you about something called horizontal compression and why that is so important to you. Okay, the income scenario very quickly. When you get those 4 total trios, that would be like your fast action bonus. This is an example of, people always ask me, Staci, how did you build such a massive network of thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people? Well, it's because I started with a very simple income scenario. It's right here. I just taught people go get 12 and teach them to get 12. A 12 is your fast action bonus. I don't want anybody to get 11. If they just got 11, they'd be leaving $350 on the table. I'm not about leaving anybody's money on the table. So whether you're just a casual promoter or you're just somebody who's looking to save money for your family just so that you can get, you know, a little bit more money for pull-ups, well, I'm going to show you, if the company's laying $650 on the table, even if you have to take 30 days and sacrifice your time, do it. That is $650 that is free money with a little bit of effort. So you want to make sure you do the effort. Let me put out another little income clause here. I didn't just say you get free money, right? Y'all got that? Free money is being laid. Money is being laid on the table, but you have to do the work in order to get that. It's like I have Rick White in my head constantly telling me, Staci, that was an income claim. So what happens if those 4 trios, those 12 people, go out and just do the same thing you did? Well, you'd have 52 trios in your network, and now you would be making, let's go back up there, 4 trios, you'd be making $130 a month plus your $650 bonus. Now, why is that? Because remember, your trio pay is $20 for every trio. So 20 times 4 is $80 a month, plus that's when your path pay kicks in, an extra $50 a month. So with just 4 trios, if you do it in your first 60 days, you're getting your $650 fast action bonus, plus path pay and trio pay, you're at $130 a month. So that's pretty exciting. Well, what if you just continue to duplicate that and you teach people, just get 12 people who get 12 people. And remember, we're not talking 12 people to buy a $500 kit or having to get on $200 a month auto ship. We're talking about saving 12 people on their monthly cell phone bill. And then thereafter, they pay $49 a month. That would be 52 trios. If those 12 or 4 trios that each went out and got 4, that would be 52 trios. You'd be making over $2,000 a month plus a $500 bonus. And if that just continued, and this truly is the secret sauce behind what we've done. When we came to Bellevue in pre-launch of Solavei, my brother, Ryan Wirch, said, okay, I want all of you, meaning the frontline 12, he said, I want all of you to commit to me that you will have your 12 in Bellevue. And I said to him, I will have my 12, and they will have their 12. And that is exactly what we did. I had my 12, they had their 12, and they were already working on their next layer of 12. And it was almost militant. It was passionate. We realized we're not doing this just because we're going to go out and find a few friends. We weren't being casual. We were level 5. We were talking about starting a revolution and doing something. And even to this day, those 12, I'm passionate about them because I know that they are level 5 leaders. And they're out there. They're not moved by the storms of, in these first 2 weeks of the company getting started, there were a lot. I mean, you put 25,000 people through our member support team the very first time, all in 2 weeks. That was a major stress test. And for those people who were just those sharers or people looking for value, some of them, it was tough on them. They were whining and crying, and I don't mean that disrespectfully. It was just too much for them because they didn't get involved to start a revolution. They just wanted $49 phone service. So it was tough. For those people who are the casual promoters, some of them, it was difficult for them to understand, how do I tell my friends that they're having to wait for an hour on member support? Those first couple of weeks, they were real. They were raw. and for some people, they were painful. But that's what's exciting about what's been happening is those folks who truly get the bigger picture as they've continued to forge forward and say, you know what? Technology always gets fixed. It always gets fixed. It just takes time to do it. And technology always improves. It just takes time. So for those folks who are willing to stick it out through storms, they get to reap the benefits. Just this example alone, if you just got 12 people who got 12 people and they just went out, even if this took you an extra year, remember I said a minute ago, 1 year to learn, 1 year to earn, it would be 2 years, and 3 to 5 to build a business. That was a friend of mine in another company that used to, one of his trainees, 1 year to learn, 1 year to earn, and 3 to 5 to build a business, a solid business. Well, what if it took you 2 years to build this? Would an extra $5,000 a month in your family make a difference? I don't care who you are. The answer is yes. Even if you're a big income earner, an extra $5,000 a month, that's incredible. So you want to always keep it in perspective of true reality. We want to keep it real. One thing I know is 95% of everyone in the world, especially in America, 95% are followers. 95% of the people that will come to Solavei will be followers. There will be 5% who will be leaders. In fact, they did a survey not too long ago with all the churches in America, and only 5% of the pastors running big mega churches all over the U.S., 5% of them consider themselves leaders. So what does that tell you? That says that we have a lot of folks out there today. They need leaders to step up and lead the way. They need people to be leaders worth following. So we're going to keep it real. I'm not going to tell you it's easy to do what I do. I'm not going to tell you that I just, I'm sitting back in la land, and if you do what I do, you're going to be on the beaches in Hawaii. I'll tell you right now, you will be on the beaches in Hawaii. I just won that trip. I'm very excited about that. But it's daily effort. If it was easy, then America wouldn't be in $1 trillion worth of debt. But I'll tell you what's great about America. It's the land of the free. It's a land of opportunity, and you have an opportunity with Solavei to do something extraordinary for yourself and your family. So here's what I want to do real quick. I want to talk about something that's caused a little bit of confusion out there in the field, and I've seen some recent YouTube videos that I really want to dispel, and I want to bring clarity, because I did watch, even last night, one YouTube video on horizontal compression alone had 1,500 viewers, and yet this person was teaching it entirely wrong. And what happens is when people are teaching wrong information, it creates what we call unrealistic expectations. And he was making it sound like horizontal compression is just basically a trio is anything in your network divided by 3, because horizontal compression always pushes stuff together. And that's just not true. And I don't want people to believe that and then be wondering, wow, what happened? I thought horizontal compression was this. Well, tonight we're gonna set the record straight. So let's take a look right here. What is horizontal compression? Well, here you have an example. You're the big guy here, and this is a trio that you brought in, and we're going to look at this little guy right here on the left there. He is our, we'll call him Bob, and Bob has been a busy little bee. You can see over here he's brought in 2 trios, and he's almost gotten a 3rd trio. So what happens, Bob is out there, he's working. What happens when all of a sudden right here, this guy, we'll call him Jack, when Jack decides for whatever reason, you know what, I just can't, take the pre-launch of the company. I called customer service to help, member support to help me, figure out how to get data to work on my phone, and I had to wait on the phone for 45 minutes, so I'm out of here. And so what happens when that takes place? Well, imagine Bob here has been working on building his network, and all of a sudden one of his guys disappears, and he doesn't really know about it. What happens is, good thing for Bob that he's got these others, because what happens with horizontal compression is everyone here is who Bob personally enrolled, right? Automatically what happens on that degree of separation, automatically what happens is, right there, watch it, boom. Horizontal compression means it automatically fills in a trio. What it does not mean is that if you have one over here, and then you've got one over here, and you've got one down here, that for you, that those three equal a trio. It means that you, remember back to the original definition of trio, you or anyone you know, when they personally enroll 3 people, that is a trio. Horizontal compression means that anywhere in the network, trios will compress so that there's not these hang-on ones. If you've got 1, 2, and then 3 over here, these would compress into a trio. So it's automatically filling in trios. But it still remains that a trio has to be somebody that you or somebody that they bring in your network brings in 3 direct enrollments. I'm sure I've lost some of you, but I hope that what I saw yesterday was somebody on the video was saying basically no matter where these people were, it's automatically going to make trios, and that is not true. It is very important that a trio here could only be made under this one guy in his network. This guy couldn't merge with this guy over here and this guy to form a trio. I hope you guys understand that. I hope I'm being very clear with that. So again, I'm going to open it up for questions here in just a minute. So going back, let's take a look at some key highlights. And we're very excited that we believe very, very passionately that Solavei is going to be the first company to create a true value exchange, an economic exchange between mobile and social. And you may say, I see a lot of mobile companies that are doing quote-unquote network marketing. Well, that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about immersion between mobile and social for the financial benefit. When we talk about our social platform, there's something very unique to our social platform that will really come to life when we begin our social commerce network. The social commerce network obviously is dependent upon us continually growing the network to millions of subscribers. And when we do that, I want you to imagine, the power of one. I was talking to a dear friend of mine recently that I've just met him over the last few days, but he's just become very dear to me because of the way he thinks. And he said, Stacy, the power is in the network. And when somebody speaks leadership language to me, man, it's like deep calling to deep. And he quoted Robert Kiyosaki. And he said the power is in the network, because when people will truly merge together to form one voice, they then have power. They have power over commerce. They have an ability to create impact. You can actually take what one person could do going into Target to try to create value or try to drive down commerce is very weak. But you take 3 million people to Target and you say we want to have Target Day or Solavei Day at Target, and we want you to give 15% to our members. That's power. And that is what Solavei is creating, that true economic exchange. Solavei's vision is to create not hundreds of millionaires, but millions of thousandaires, ordinary people achieving extraordinary change that we believe really will change the economics of our country. And we believe that Solavei will redefine success by putting billions of dollars back into the hands of the people. Somebody said, what is your goal to make this $1 billion company? And really, that is not the goal of the company. I know we just went through the Groupon phase where it was this trek, this race to see how fast Groupon could get to becoming $1 billion company. Well, that's really not the track we're on. We want to see how fast can we put $1 billion back into the hands of the people for everyday things that they do, shopping in stores that they shop every day. And right now, using the one thing everybody uses, and that's their mobile phone. And it all starts with one trio. The Solavei pay card in the future is going to be a way of living for people. It's going to be a way of communication for people. We're very excited tonight. You can actually, and hopefully you downloaded the actual one sheet that we have on path pay and path bonuses, as well as the other ways that you can earn income with Solavei. I encourage you, you can go to empoweredliving.biz, and you will see we've actually created one that actually goes along with our slide deck. It's exactly like the one that you will find through solavei.com, only we just use some of the same visuals so you can follow along on our compensation plan overviews. So I encourage you to take a look at that, and it shows you really the rank requirements. What's really exciting is there used to be a third bar here of things you had to do personally, and that has been reduced as we continue to develop as a company. And you know, I think October 12th is the first time we're going to see these payouts take place. I love the fact that this is a company that is dedicated, and one of the things that Ryan is passionate about is seeing 50 cents on every dollar of gross profits go back to the people. And we're excited about that as well as we continue to look at the compensation plan and make sure that the people truly are experiencing the extraordinary benefits of the vision of Solavei. I encourage you to take a look at that and to remember that tonight what I've shared with you is not a promise of earnings, but it is showing you potential. This has been for illustrated purposes only, and we encourage you to do the effort it takes. Get with the person that got you on this. I'm getting ready to open this up for questions. Get with the person that got you on this webinar. Ask to speak to them a little bit more, get more questions, and certainly tap into our our Monday. We've changed it this week. We are no longer on Sundays. We are now on Monday night at 6 p.m. Pacific, our big national team huddle call. And you can again go to empoweredliving.biz and click on that registration link. Then on Tuesday mornings, we have our FAQ call. And then on Thursdays, tonight, every Thursday, we're going to have a training on a different topic. And we want to encourage you to be that. You can see all those at empoweredliving.biz. Again, remember, now is the time. This is the place, and you are the one to start the revolution. My name is Staci Wallace, and I'm